YouTube, what's good? We're back in this thing. Today we're going to be going over this water kind of glow effect. I've seen a lot of Instagram editors do it. I don't really know how practical it is in like an everyday music video, but I think it's a pretty cool effect. I've had a lot of people on Instagram DM me about asking how to do it and stuff. So yeah, we're going to be going over that. I'll show you a few effects you can do, maybe a transition or two, but pretty much just knowing the effect, what the name of it is in After Effects is pretty much enough. So I'm not going to go into too much depth. There's just a bunch of options you can tweak and stuff and make your own different effects. Before we get into the video, I made a Discord server. I'll have that link below. I know a decent amount of people have been asking for that. Right now it's not really that set up. You're gonna join and there's gonna be like 2 channels or something, but I will get like the bots and all that stuff for Discord set up in the future. I just wanted to have it so people can join. And if you know a little bit about Discord bots, like how to set up stuff, DM me on Instagram and help me out, because I'm not really too sure how to do it and I don't want to spend too much time. If you're new here, what I do is a lot of music video tutorial breakdowns, effects, anything to do with the hip hop music scene, kind of on the visually creative side. So if you're interested in any of those things, go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't already, like and comment. It really does help push my content to other music video editors, directors, people that want to see my content. It helps me grow as a community as a whole, which in return gets you guys more videos. Let's shoot for 300 likes and 50 comments on this video. I think setting the goal is pretty cool and seeing if we can actually hit it. So if you look down and you don't see that, yeah, go ahead and click like and leave a little comment. And if you already do see it, what's a little bit more? If you want to support the channel even more, you can go over to briandelmata.com and check out my texture packs. The Ultimate Texture Pack allows you to get that OG, Lone Wolf style paper rips, effects, and transitions. So if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel and get yourself some really high quality digital assets while you're at it, I'll have a link to the playlist with all the tutorials and the website below. But yeah, guys, it's enough talking. Let's get into the video and break down this effect. So I just have this pulled up right here, just like a quick little sequence of effects. It's just this blue rain in the background and then like this purple glob or pink glob pop up, and then I just like did an example of like how you could kind of do it as a transition. Like I said, it's like kind of an out there effect and it doesn't really look too good. Like maybe it looks kind of good here because I like set the color scheme and stuff, but I couldn't see this in every music video. I just know a lot of people have asked for it, so figured might as well do a tutorial on it. So the first thing I'm going to do is just find a spot where I want to roto brush out the subject, because I'm going to have the rain kind of pop up behind Pierre here. And yeah, I know all my thumbnails are probably going to look really similar this week because I've just been using this music video. Like this isn't even in this music video. I just had this footage laying around on my computer, so I figured might as well use it. So yeah, we're gonna be going into the roto brush here, and we'll just start by roto brushing Pierre's head. I don't even think I'm gonna have the effect come in this early, so it doesn't matter. And then we're just gonna go frame by frame, making sure to make it a little bit better here actually. And then I'm gonna go ahead and click freeze, and that's just gonna lock in the mask and make sure that the roto brush doesn't change at all now. So then once you've done that, you can click X and close out of your layer, and I'm just gonna feather it a little bit more, something like 7.5. Bring the shift edge in a lot, -75, and then I'm just gonna duplicate that layer and delete the roto brush, and then I'm actually gonna duplicate the layer one more time. That's the layer we're gonna have the effect on, and the background layer is just to have the whole clip. And then what you can go ahead and do is go to Effects and Presets and type in Mr. Mercury or CC Mr. Mercury and drag that onto the middle layer, and you can see you already have a decent effect here. It's pretty cool, just like splashes out. I'll show you guys how I did like that spinning and have a bunch of different things. Like I said, basically 90% of the effect is just knowing the name of the effect. If you're going for this water look, basically anything you're gonna do is gonna look pretty cool and unique. So I'll just give you guys a few examples. And yeah, so the first thing I'm gonna do is go over to the animation type and change it to, and now you can see it kind of spins around, but it's kind of falling still. Gravity is one thing. If you bring up the gravity, the more it's gonna fall. If you put it at 0, it's just gonna stay exactly where it's at. It's not gonna change. And if you put it in the negative numbers, it's gonna be like it was like inverted, like the gravity's inverted. So I'm just gonna put it at 0, and we can play that and see what that looks like. So now you can see it's kind of spinning around just in a circle. You can change the velocity. What that's going to do is how fast it's going to spin around, and it's also going to spread it out a little bit more. So maybe something like 1.5 would look kind of cool. Now you can see you have these globs that are going faster and kind of just spinning around, which is cool. Birth rate's just how often they spawn in. I think I'm going to keyframe the birth rate to be like 1 at the beginning and then go up to something crazy at the end. But one thing I've noticed with this effect is for some reason, like you can see when you bring this value up to something like 8, it won't look like this when I keyframe it. So for example, if I go to 1, keyframe, go to the end and drag it to that same 8, you can see how it's not as aggressive and there's not as many. Like you'd have to drag it up way higher, which for some reason, like it seems like almost all the keyframes in this effect have that same issue. So if anyone knows the fix to that, let me know in the comments, or if it's just an issue the effect has without me knowing, because I've tried a bunch of different things and it hasn't worked. But I kind of like how it forms this full thing behind them. I know it's different than what I had, but I think I like that. Because like I would want to, with this effect, I would want to keyframe the blob influence. So it like comes and like spawns out like over here. So it would be like pop out, but I just don't know why the keyframes don't work properly. But yeah, I'll show you some other things you can do. If you want to change the color of it, you can actually just do that in the CC Mercury effect itself. I just go click the little drop arrow on the light and then choose a cool color. I think I'm going to choose something blue just to kind of like match the sky on the ground here. Maybe do something a little bit brighter, just like that. And then I go to shading, and you can tweak a bunch of different things. I think I like to make it look as watery and shiny as possible. So keeping that specular on, maybe bringing up the roughness a little bit. I think taking away all the metal kind of makes it look a little bit more watery, but then I don't want as much color. So I'm just going to take away some of that light intensity, make it look a little bit more realistic, I guess would be the word. Now you can see you got that glob behind you. And what you can do is you can even, one fix around I found for the keyframe issue is if you want to keyframe something, you can go to the effects, and it seems like it does it, but it just does the like the keyframes late. So if you made it like 0 and brought it to 100, you can see that it's already at 100% here at this frame right here, but you have to go like 5 frames before it starts spawning in, which is just weird. So if you do that, you can even just bring it back a little bit more, just highlight the keyframes and bring them out, and I think it spawns in a little bit earlier now. So that's pretty cool. And also I'm just going to keyframe the scale of this one so it like takes up the whole screen. I thought that'd be kind of cool, or like close to the whole screen. And then what I'm going to do is just duplicate this layer and remove the scale keyframe and remove all of the keyframes of the blob and drag it on top. I'm also just going to change the colors so we can see what's different. And then since everything's all messed up, I'm just going to actually re-drag the Mercury effect on here and turn off the background one. That way we can just change it a little bit easier. And then I thought fire was a pretty cool one. And then if you want that blob, like that circle blob that was just moving behind them, like how I did, I went to fire, and then you can see that fire kind of like makes it look like a fire. And if you make the gravity 0, it will have this blob that's behind them. And then I thought something that was cool. It's not what I did, but I thought if you brought the Y radius up a bunch and maybe the X radius down, what it does is it kind of has this like back and forth blob. I don't know how to better describe it than that, but there's just like a bunch of cool things that you can do just playing around with all these different options. Like, so even if I went to this one right here and then changed it to fire, it would give me a way different effect than using fire on this one just because of the other values. So I think that's pretty cool. This effect has like a bunch of different possibilities you can do with it. So it's all about playing around, and that's why I said most of the tutorial is just knowing the effect itself, and then you can just do cool stuff from there. And then what I'm gonna do is just add the pink so it has like the jacket color tone to it, and then change some of these values so it matches the this one more, the background one. And then I think one big thing that you can add to this is something like sapphire glow. You can add VR glow, but I found sapphire glow looks a little bit better, but if it's all you have, it works fine as well. But yeah, just adding some glow to these layers I think helps out a lot, bringing down the brightness right away. And then I'm just gonna go to the color glow and then choose the light and just use that exact color so it has a little bit of the same glow, and then bump it up just a bit. You can play around with the glow width and all that. And then I'm just gonna copy this glow to the other layer and do the same thing, but just change so now it has that blue. And if we go here, you can see now they're glowy. It just makes it seem like they're like more really there. I don't even know if that's true or not, but at least from what I think, it makes it look a little bit cooler. And then you can add a bunch of different effects onto all these. You can add colorama. I've seen people add turbulence displays, optics compensation. We'll just go ahead and toss on turbulence displays on one of them right now just to kind of show you what that looks like. You can see now in the background it has this crazy, like, it doesn't look like water. It looks like water still, but it doesn't look like the spiral thing it had. And all I did was just change the amount. Plenty of different things you can do and play with this to make it look cool. You can add optics compensation. You can have it like come in as like a transition this way. I've seen the Instagram editors pretty much use this effect crazy amount of different ways, so there's definitely no way of doing it right. I think just whatever looks good to you. Like I said, I don't know how I feel about using this in like an actual music video. It would have to like either make sense in the storyline or like something, or it'd have to be a really trippy style video. Like it'd have to be like a Pierre video. It works really well with those Instagram edits just because those are like super, super crazy videos. So, and then I guess I'll just show you like how you can kind of use it as a transition. This one takes a lot less work. So I just find a spot where the clip's cut, click Control D, then go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames to the right, and then right click and just go 5 frames to the left, vice versa. So those opposite. Anyways, and then just go to that clip and add Mr. Mercury again. And then I thought a cool one that I saw, I don't know who I saw do it, but it was an Instagram editor for sure. He kind of just did something like this and just had it rain. Maybe if you change the X radius so it covers up a little bit more and change the Y a little bit. Bump up the velocity maybe. And I mean, you guys can do anything. I think, yeah, and just have it rain down. It doesn't like, you can honestly do any of the effects with that overlay transition. I just wanted to show how you could use it as like maybe like a little transition. And then one other thing I found that was kind of cool while I was playing around, I don't know how you would use it or whatever, but if you change the resistance to like negative numbers, like in the low negative, it has like these streaks, or it has like kind of like bars. So you could probably do some like kind of cool overlay where it like doesn't even look like water. You could probably figure out a way to tweak it so it doesn't even look like water, just like a crazy like overlay for like transitions and stuff. So I thought that would be pretty cool. Like if you added some glow on this, like here, if we just copied glow and the light, change a few of the settings, you got a pretty cool effect there. You can even make the glow a lot more insane, because if you wanted it to be like a transition, I think that looks pretty cool. That almost looks like an overlay from like an overlay pack or something. It doesn't even really look like water. And I'm sure if you spent more time, you can make it look a lot different. These are all just ideas. Basically, I just want to give you guys the tools to be able to recreate these effects in your own style. That's why I don't like, especially for this one, I didn't base it off a specific one I saw. I just wanted to show you guys the effect, because I think most of the people are basically just asking for the effect name, because I don't think I've ever used Mr. Mercury personally, but I knew that it does this kind of like a water effect, and everyone's always like, how do they get this water effect? And I guess this is the effect right here. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this tutorial. If you made it all the way to the end, I really do appreciate you. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel even more, you can go over to briandelmutta.com and check my texture pack. I just made a Discord, so definitely go and join. We're going to have a bunch of cool people in there, probably just sharing work, sharing some secret sauce and stuff, and you'll always be notified when my newest video comes out, so you don't miss anything. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for the video. Peace.